It was pretty late at night, and I was minding my black business, had my lotion right next to me, about to go to town on my Google Gomp down on the lower quarters, but suddenly, lo and behold, I get a call. Ring, ring, what's going on? What's happening? I'm ready to get this cellular device going. I'm seeing what's happening. It's one of my friends. Obviously, someone that had my number would be one of my friends, so I approach jovially. Hey, what's going on? What do you need from me? And they say, hey, would you like to come to a party? Oh, a party. Oh, I was excited. I was already fully in my birthday suit, but that's not even my birthday. I suppose I could get on out of here and get some clothes on, get all suited up in my Sunday best and drive on over. So I pop in the whip, fill it up with gas because I always forget to do that before I go inside the house and it becomes a next day thing. But oh, I did today. I had an excuse to get outside the house, so I got a full tank of gas. I'm driving halfway across town. I'm excited because I haven't been to a party in quite some time. It's a bonfire. Turn the lights out. It's gonna be fun. So I approach, I knock on the door, and my friend greets me and says, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. We exchange pleasantries, gives me a warm hug, and I enter the building. And I see two people I had never seen before, two people who were foreign to me. And I immediately went to Donald Trump mode. Foreigners? No, I just was confused. I was naturally confused. Didn't know these people, and I get schemish around new people. So I would have loved to know they were in there. So I had to put on my best extrovert face and act out. I just had to be super extra is what I had to do. I had to do a performance, actor mode. Oh, je ne sais quoi, I'm amazing. I had to be crazy. So I'm looking at these new people, shaking their hand, exchanging pleasantries. But I noticed a recoil in one of the handshakes. The woman who I approached didn't really like me. Or maybe she had a bad experience with men. Can't really blame her there. Not really gonna dig too deep into that. Not really gonna think about it. So I'm naturally telling stories and exchanging things about my life throughout the party, being a social butterfly as I usually am, pins to the dish, having a fun time, drinking my water because I don't drink. I didn't smoke anything because I don't smoke. Just having a great time. Everybody is off the Goomple Gomp, off the Zoinkies, and I end up sitting later in the party. We're playing Cards Against Humanity. And my friend approached me and they said, hey, you should play with Annabelle. I said, Annabelle? Okay, let's play Cards Against Humanity, Annabelle. And Annabelle says, no thanks. And I said, okay. This was the woman earlier who recoiled at the aspect of my touch. And I understand you recoiling at a touch. I grasp that. I'm a man. Maybe you thought I was actually trying to provocatively do that. So I try to reaffirm them. I say, well, I don't know if you have any issues with me. Just want to let you know that I'm in a relationship and I'm not really trying to do anything. And then she looks at me and says, it's not that, I just would rather not. I'm not a fan of Cards Against Humanity, which confused my friend. My friend was left befuddled. You love Cards Against Humanity. It's one of your favorite games. As a matter of fact, before I arrived, they were playing Cards Against Humanity, and Annabelle won. She actively won. So, I'm naturally confused, and I said, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the common denominator. I gotta look at the entire equation to figure out where the problem lies. The problem lies in me. So naturally, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm the problem. And that's okay. That's fair. That's fine. I'm okay with being the problem. I can be the problem solver. So I say, would you play if I didn't play? And she said, yeah, that would make me very happy. And I'm thinking maybe they had heard something about me. She was perhaps using a rumor about me. I didn't know what was going on. So I just let it slide. I walk away. I go outside, go to the fire and look at the fire. My friend approached me later and probably said, hey, don't worry about that. Anna's just being weird. I don't know what's going on. She's usually never like this. And I looked around the party and I had made the natural assumption that every black man makes when they're in a room full of salt. Maybe Anna don't like pepper. My friend was confused, huh? Maybe Anna doesn't like black people. You ever consider that? So my friend said, no. She's trans. And I didn't know people thought this. Didn't know this was a regular occurrence. Same way people think Jeffree Star isn't transphobic. Same way people don't know that white men can be homophobic. I said, oh, I'm sorry. Being trans doesn't mean you can't be racist. You can be both. You can be bisexual in your hate. It's very easy to do so. It's not really a new phenomenon here. Anna might be racist. Go ahead and ask Anna. She likes black people. Have you seen Anna around black people? So my friend begins to think, put the hand on the chin, thinking to himself, wait, they never actually, they're always with white guys, always dating white men. Oh no, I've never actually seen Anna with black people. And I say, Anna may be racist. And this, for some reason, threw a wrench in their entire understanding of trans people. I don't know why it did, but just because you are one group doesn't mean you can't be another. I know Mexicans that voted for Trump and still want themselves to be deported because they want to go through the correct process. I know black people that despise the black people. I know white people that are so guilty that they think everything they do is bad. I know people with self-hate. I grasp it. I understand. But Anna was a different case because for some reason my friend had in their mind that trans equaled accepting of all, which is not true. Which is not true. Not at all. Anna, despite everything, was born a white man and now is a very beautiful white woman. That's what happened. They transitioned. They coagulated. They went from caterpillar to butterfly, but sadly, they still kept the sludge in their soul. That's what happened. That's reality. I didn't feel any kind of way about it because I'm at a party. I'm trying to have a good time, not trying to cause a party foul. I don't want to mess anybody's day up. So naturally, I try to avoid Anna the entire party. Anna starts getting drunk, though. When Anna gets drunk, apparently, Anna gets a little bit wild and crazy and speaks their mind. Didn't know this. Didn't know they were kind of drunk. I had never encountered this person before. Hence why I would have liked to know about the people in the area so I could research them, maybe figure out their entire life, maybe figure out their background, their family, and their household, and their longitude and latitude. I was trying to figure somebody out. That's what I like to do. I like to know about the area where I'm going into because I don't like going places unprepared. But Anna was different. Anna was a different kind of beast. And as I'm playing beer pong, boom, hitting those ping pong balls inside the cups, Anna comes up and says, "Your people love shooting, whether it be basketball or cups or whatever, or just guns." And I said, "Yeah, my people are really good at shooting." Boom. And I missed. As soon as I did a K-pop Demon Hunters was playing, and I was trying to do the drop on the Huntrick song, but I messed up. And Anna said, "Yeah, sucks to be you," and walked away. And everybody felt a little bit awkward, and they tried to comfort me and said they were sorry for her. I said, "Don't worry about me. Worry about you losing this game of beer pong because I'm up 3 right now." Boom, now I'm up 4. Boom, I actually got it in that time. I was having a good time. So later in the night, it's about 12 o'clock at night, next day, been this party for a whole day. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that funny how time works? That's a little bit nuts. So I sit down, I'm sitting by the fire again because I love looking at fire, something primal about it. Maybe it's Prometheus. Maybe I gotta respect Icarus and flying too close to the sun because I was feeling about to touch the fire because I can grasp what it's like to want to go towards something that looks divine. I looked at it and I felt amazing. Anna sits next to me and then begins to explain things that, well, I had never quite frankly heard before. Things about my skull shape and how I'm naturally prone to violence. All this other stuff. Didn't really know about that. Began to explain statistic math to me. And I said, "Why do you feel this way?" Anna looked at me and said, "Well, if I can be honest with you, you're probably never going to remember this because your brain's so small," which messed me up a little bit, very confused. She said, "Well, it's because my ex had left me for a black man." Now I could understand the hate. I could grasp it. And I said, "Are you taking out all your anger from black people on me?" And they were drunk. She was obviously giving me a bunch of information that obviously you wouldn't give a stranger. That's what drunk people do. That's what happens. You know about bathroom talk and girl talk. I was getting girl talk, but I was a guy. It was very interesting to witness this. She says, "Yes. And I don't care." Then she proceeded to call me who's and ha's and slurs and glas and all these other stuff. And then she said, "You're kind of cute." And now naturally I'm thinking to myself, well, I am kind of cute. And now I'm thinking, should I use this opportunity to get my revenge in the bedroom? No, I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. And it would be absolutely hilarious to do. But I didn't do it. I held myself back. I used my power of restraint. I used my boils in my soul. I used everything. I held myself back. And I said, "No, but I do have a friend who looks a lot like me." Invited my friend over. It was a white guy. She was upset because she loved being with black dudes in private. And I discovered more about Anna throughout the night wind goes and discovered that they're not just racist, but they also have a tattoo that signifies their racism that they got covered up, which is now a square. Now, I had assumed that the tattoo was a cover-up. You could obviously tell. The darker lines could tell that it was probably an old Hindu symbol that was taken by a very famous German man. There was so much going on in this instance that I didn't know. And sometimes things are hard to beat out of you. And I didn't know this was a real thing. I didn't know this happened. Didn't know that a person like this could possibly, I would meet a person like this in person. I had read about this on the news and Reddit, but this was news to me. And it messed me up a little bit. So I'm leaving the party, driving home, thinking about everything. My friend calls me and apologized and said, "I'll talk to Anna." I said, "No need to talk to Anna. No need to have a whole conversation about it. I grasp it. I understand. I had it in the palm of my hands. I was playing with it like silly putty. I get it. I put it in my pocket. I put it back out. I put it down so you can pick it up. I get it. I do. I just want to let you guys know that there are trans people that are racist. That is real. That's not a, you can be both. You can be both. That was the entire point I wanted to talk about here. That's all that happened. I didn't see Anna after that. Don't know what happened after Anna. There's nothing extra with the story. I just wanted to point that out. Thank you guys so much for having a lovely day. Let me know if you've had an experience with a trans person that is racist, or if you were trans yourself and you know people about that in the community. I'm just curious to know. I'd like to know your background and history and lore. Anyways, have a lovely day or night wherever you're at. Bye. I'm your nigga night, be my Laurel low. Happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. I love the ride when you